What's up, guys? My name is Connor, or Econite, and today is another basically life story. Not really, because I'm going to be telling you about myself, they might not know, and my life. So, here we go. So, my life started on July 27th, 2007, and, my life, when I was born with this thing that a lot of babies get where you have to stay in, like, the dark for a while. It was this whole thing. I had to do that. I don't remember a single bit of it. But I've seen a lot of pictures of it, and it's me as a baby, in the dark, just having my eyes shut, basically sleeping. Life goals. But anyways, my life goes on and on and on. Fast forward a few years later, I start talking. When I was 1.5, it was Christmas, and I got something that's so awesome. I got a little kitchen, and my parents have told me that I was just like, thank you, since I could barely even talk. But that was cool. Fast forward a few years, I went to Disney World for the first time at the age of 4. I'm actually going back again in April for the 3rd time, only for a few days. Mainly because the reason I'm going is for WWE WrestleMania. Yeah, that all happened. Fast forward a few years. Well, actually, that year, the whole dog fundraiser thing happened. I have scabies. Oh, you guys didn't know that? I once had scabies. Yeah, I did. I once had scabies. Oh, dang it. But, my life was pretty good. It still is. And then all of a sudden, I moved into which would give me basically the whole story of my life. I moved into a public school. So at first, I was actually in a Montessori school, which is now closed, sadly. And, yeah, I went into a public school, and I met most of my friends there. And I'm going to tell you about it right here, right now. So I moved into the school, and it was in 2nd grade. I barely knew any of it, and I made my first friend on the 2nd day of school. And we're going to give him a name. His name's going to be Josh. Now, Josh, I later found out from my best friend Pike. You've seen him. Josh was kind of like a traitor. And he was using me, basically, to show Pike. They hated each other. I do not know what happened. But that happens, and I'm like, huh. So we're friends throughout 2nd grade. Then he moves. And yeah, I live on with my life. What ends up happening is, 3rd grade. Well, in 2nd grade, me and Pike hated each other. You should have saw, me and Pike wanted to kill each other. He almost broke my arm, I think. There was this one time that I was sitting, that we got into an argument, and it was at recess, and I was standing on these steps, and then he came right at me, and I almost fell down because he was so close to me. I had to lean back. That was some good times. But then 3rd grade came along. I sat down, and then Pike sits around me, and we start talking, and then we sit with each other another few days. We start talking and talking. Later, I joined his group, and we're officially assigned as friends. And then it became best friends, and then it became best friends. And, yeah, then that happened. Fast forward a little bit, and in 3rd grade, I made a lot of enemies. That war happened. If you don't know about it, I'll be doing another story time as a life story for it. That might be tomorrow's video. I don't know. The war. There almost was a second war, but this time Pike would have been on my team, and I would have been the leader. But that never happened, sadly. But that was all happening in fast forward a little bit to when my whole class discovered my YouTube channel. Yes. So I kept telling my computer teacher, about my YouTube channel, and I wanted her to check it out and subscribe. So she did. But here's the thing. She wasn't the only one. She announced to the whole class about my YouTube channel. From that day on, my YouTube channel basically became an option to use. And on that day, it was like everybody was coming over to me. I didn't even have any free time to do anything because people were like, Connor, what's your YouTube channel? Connor, how do you get to your YouTube channel? And this one kid, we're going to give him a name. Oh, dang it. His name is going to be Alexander. So Alexander, well, he started watching my YouTube channel. And he was like, meh. But then he watched this one video called SpongeBob Cooks Poop. Me and my dad made it. And he immediately loved my YouTube channel. And was like treating me as he was like my servant. And Alexander, he was basically just doing whatever I said and watched my YouTube channel. Like, we're still kind of friends now. I think we are, but now we've had a lot of fights since then. But that all happened. He was actually on my team for the war. Since I was the leader of my team, actually. I was the leader of the losing team. So that all happened. And yeah, I got a servant. Only for a little bit. And then me and Pike became friends again in the summer. And right now, Pike probably might be a little bit mad at Alexander because they are best friends. And Alexander, I'll save that for another life story. So yeah, to be continued for the next life story about the war, and maybe I'll throw in something else. Bye!